Hey everybody. So today I wanted to talk to you about a true legend of the NFL, one of the greatest players to ever play in the NFL, and also one of the greatest players to ever play in DC for Washington. His name, but before I do that, make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So today I want to talk to you about the Diesel, John Riggins. He was the running back in the Joe Gibbs offense. A lot of times, Joe Gibbs' offense was a one-back set. So he favored, it seemed, the bigger type of running back, the bigger bruising type of running back that was willing to pound it in there. And John Riggins fit that style. He was willing to sacrifice. I went back and watched the 82 game NFC Championship game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team, or at that time they were called the Redskins. And he just was ramming his body into the line. You know, he just was reckless abandon. And that 82 playoff run that the Washington football team had, that the Commanders or the Reds, you know, now they're called the Commanders, that they had to get to the Super Bowl that year and play the Miami Dolphins, was a great run by John Riggins. It is said that he went to Joe Gibbs during the playoffs and said, "Hey, give me the ball and give it to me a lot, as much as you can." And Joe Gibbs responded by giving John Riggins the ball 136 times in that 4-game stretch. That's almost unheard of. That's still a postseason record. 136 carries in 4 games. He rushed for 610 yards in those games. An average of 4.5 yards a carry. What does that do? It wears out a defense. It mentally just abuses a defense. It keeps them honest. It possesses the ball. Time of possession. Keeping the ball in your hands. It wears the defense out. Also, Joe Gibbs always had a great downfield passing game, chunk passing game. So if you decided to take away his passing game and play like a defense with 2 safeties back, or 3 safeties, or 3 people, you know, a lot of people deep, you were just going to die a slow death because they're going to pound you with John Riggins. Or if you decide to put 8, 9 guys in the box because John Riggins was just pounding you to death, now they would go over the top to some of the great receivers that they had over the years. So that great playoff run that John Riggins had is unheard of in today's day and age. You know, most teams don't feature one back. They have a couple of running backs that they feature. And they also, that style of football is not really played anymore because we have mostly a passing game now where teams are throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game. John Riggins, 82 playoffs, still a record today. 136 carries, 610 rushing yards. What an amazing feat. He owned it. He was a bulldozer. He was a battering ram. Even when I went back and watched some of those games, there was times when there was nothing there. And he just rammed it in there. And by the end of the game, that's not something you want to be tackling because he was still running hard at the end of the game. He wasn't afraid. They didn't take his heart. They were beating him up too a lot of those games. He was taking some shots and he was delivering some shots. That was a style of football that's no longer played anymore. But kudos to John Riggins for that playoff run in 82. Once again, 136 carries, 610 yards rushing, 4.5 yards a carry. And then in the Super Bowl, a legendary, I believe it was 39 or 40-yard run where he broke it off and scored a touchdown versus the Dolphins on a 4th and 1 play. I believe it was 50 gut, or that play they called right off Joe Jacoby's butt. And the way it's described is there was always going to be one man left, was the safety, and that was John's man, and he was supposed to beat him or run him over, and he did. So kudos to John Riggins. Hey, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a message. I want to hear what you have to say. Peace.